to the Pen and Inkwell. Thank you so much for joining us again. For those of you that follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I recorded a video last week, and unfortunately, whilst deleting some videos off my memory card because it was full, I accidentally deleted the one that I'd spent most of the afternoon doing, which was upsetting to say the least, I would say. But you know, these things happen. So I'm going to record that again. Unfortunately, I don't have the massive layout that I had last week. It took well over an hour or more to lay out, and I've got some other things I need to do today, so I haven't got the chance to sort of put that together. So today's video is really about saying a big thank you to each and every one of my subscribers for subscribing to our channel. You know, we now have we've passed the 2,000 mark, which is fantastic for us. We're really pleased with that. You know, it's been a long time coming, and it's been sort of gradually building up. But to have 2,000 people, which I know by comparison to some of the other pen reviewers out there is literally sort of 10% of their followers. But we're really happy about that. You know, we are just two people, a mother and daughter, in South Wales that are sort of doing these videos, and you know, I'm just so very grateful to all of the kind and nice comments that we get. You know, unfortunately, I think it just becomes part and parcel of what we do, really. If you put yourself out there that little bit, you're going to get the negative in return. We do get some comments that aren't particularly pleasant, but do you know what? It doesn't matter. You know, those of you that support us, and those of you, you know, it so very much outweighs any negative that we get, which is more than we could ever have hoped for. So we just wanted to say a massive thank you to each and every one of you for that. I am very grateful to you. So the other thing then is we wanted to say really what's coming up over the next couple of months. I've got a lot to do, and we've got a lot of pens, some very different things, a lot of pens and some inks that we're going to be reviewing. So I wanted to take the opportunity just to sort of talk you through really what's going to be coming up over the next few videos, so you've got a bit of a heads up. And then I'm just going to do we've got a few giveaways coming up as well over the next couple of months as well, really. We've got a few pens. I'll talk about all of that. But anyway, so coming up now, we've got some great things. We work with some brilliant people, some fantastic manufacturers and brilliant distributors, and you know, some fantastic sort of sales spots that send us pens to review, and I'm very grateful to each and every one of those, because without that I couldn't do this. You know, there's only a finite amount of money that, you know, that is left after sort of looking after a family of 5, and you know, that I can't just keep buying pens. I do, maybe I shouldn't sometimes, but we do, and each and every one of you that are you know, watching me now will understand that. If there is a spare bit of cash, then it's where it goes. But I am grateful to those that loan us pens to review, and we've got a few of examples of that now coming up over the next couple of months. So I'm going to talk you through really what we've got coming up, really. So we've got Kaweco. Kaweco we've been working with for the last sort of 12 months, really, and send us new product lines that they have available, and we review those. So over the next couple of months now, I've got, and actually I think the next video that we've got coming up will be the Kaweco Supra, which is this pen here. This is the Kaweco Supra, a larger version of the Lilliput in a way, but also quite a clever pen. I'm not going to go into it in detail. You can watch the video once I post it of this video. Once we do the videos, I'll also post links in case you're watching this sort of later. But this is the Kaweco Supra. You've probably seen it around. It's been around for a couple of months, but the video is going to be coming up on this shortly. And then the other thing then is it's another product that I've had from Kaweco, which is keeping these pens in there, is this 6-pen leather pen case. Kaweco again have sent us this, and you know, Karis and I love this. If you could smell it, it's a fantastic, it smells brilliant, and it looks great with my William Hanna notebook, which is, you know, another product you know I've sort of shouted about sort of quite a lot recently. So this is the Kaweco 6-pen leather pen case that I'm going to talk about a little more in depth as well. But you know, quickly, this is sort of coming up as well to have a look at. After that then, we've got some inks, we've got some really good inks that we're going to be taking a look at. The writing desk have sent some samples of some private reserve ink, which I've never tried before, so I'm going to be looking at Ebony Purple and Orange Crush and Avocado. So we're going to be looking at some ink samples from them. Staying along the ink theme, we've got, it's a new company that I came across through Instagram. There were some American friends of mine that were starting to post a lot about KWZ ink, and it's stocked in America. It's not an American company, it's actually a Polish company. So I did get in contact with them to buy some inks, and they very kindly sent me these samples. So I had 6 samples of Berry, Brown Pink, the Iron Gold Blue, number 6, Honey, very much talked about KWZ Honey, Azure, number 4, and the Iron Gold Turquoise ink. So I had some samples sent, which were great little cute little tiny little bottle samples, which were fab. And then from there I ordered some bottles. So in full bottles I've got Berry, Honey, and I've got the Azure as well. I'd really love to get hold of Gummy Berry if there's a sample out there, because they were out of stock. That looks great, and it just reminds me of my childhood of trying to think, what was it? There was a TV program where they drank gummy berry juice. I can't remember. Gummy Bears. So and Brown Pink I really like a lot. So I'm gonna do a video on these inks for you to have a look at. What else have I got coming up? I'm just having a look around. New pen as well to be looking at. Italics. I've reviewed a couple of the Italics before, and there's a lot of talks about things like the Parsons Essential and those pens out there. But this is a new offering from Italics, from the site Mr. Pen, and this is their new starter pen, really, the sort of bottom of the range starter pen, which is called the Freshman's Notator. I've got it in pink. This is with a medium metallic nib, which is very different for me. I don't tend to sort of branch out that way, but it's also very interesting for me to look at. Comes in lots of different, very sort of pastely nice sort of colours for you to look at, so I'm going to be doing a video on that. And then I'm going to be doing something, before I go on to something different, the other thing that I'm going to be looking at, see if I can find them. I did a video comparing the Pilot Custom 74 with the Sailor Pro Gear Slim recently. So I'm going to stay along those themes, and I'm going to compare the Sailor L'Ecole. I'll also do a video of this on its own, because I've got 2 of these now, so I can show you a really good sort of sample of that. The Sailor L'Ecole with the Pilot Prera. Let's see if that'll balance there. 2 very similar pens in a way, so I'm going to do a sort of shoot off again between Pilot and Sailor with those sort of that starter sort of steel nib type pen. So if there's anything else in there, I think I've reviewed everything else that's in there. And again, I think that's everything in there as well, which is great. So there's something different. Sorry, I'll get back to it. So there's something different. I have done one video on a vintage pen. I don't do a lot of vintage pens. I almost feel I feel intimidated by vintage pens. I go to the pen shows and I see hundreds of them, and I just don't know where to start. I don't know what I'm looking for. I feel a bit out of my depth. And I sort of, because of that, I've stayed away. I have tried buying a couple of vintage pens off eBay, but I've been burnt a couple of times. And I've also come across some, unfortunately, I haven't had some, you know, I did have a sort of, you know, quite an unpleasant sort of experience sort of in conversation with somebody over vintage pens, where I almost felt as if I sort of needed to sort of qualify to be able to start working with vintage pens, that you needed like this sort of instant sort of knowledge before you could sort of have some. And you know, very grateful to people like Oxonian, to John Soroka, who's been brilliant sort of with me, sort of, you know, with vintage pens and sort of helping me along that way. And I still have on loan a Parker 51 from him that I've had now for about 7 months, so I may have overstayed his welcome, but he does know, and I'm very grateful for that. But I did come across a gentleman in on Instagram, who goes under the name of @acoustic pens on Instagram, and he has some fantastic penmanship, and he writes with his pens, and he tunes his pens up, and he does writing samples with them, and the pictures are beautiful. And he sent me 2 vintage pens to have a look at, and they are these 2 here. So really, I suppose, the staples among vintage pens. So I have the Parker 51, and then he sent me this Sheaffer Snorkel, and he sent me this Parker Vacuumatic. And yeah, great examples of vintage pens, and very, very pleasantly surprised by the Sheaffer Snorkel. There's going to be a giveaway of one of these pens. I haven't decided which yet, but one of these pens is going to be given away to my viewers and to my followers on Instagram over the next couple of months, so please keep an eye out for that. I will post details on Instagram. But as I said, there are quite a few giveaways coming up, and I haven't forgotten about them. So there's the Twist Pen Green Lizard that is going to be given away. That I did a video for, coming up a good 6 weeks or so ago now. But that's going to be given away through the United Inkdom site. So there's going to be a few ways of entering that, the details of which should come up now over the next week, I would hope. I just need to put the review together, a sort of linking, you know, all of our thoughts on that. So that John Twist Green Lizard pen, beautiful pen, that's going to be given away, which is a wonderful sort of prize to one of you. On top of that, then, to say one of these beautiful vintage pens is going to be given away. Again, an absolutely wonderful gift and prize for one of you. And then on top of that, now today I'm going to be giving away, I've got a new Kaweco. This is the black Sport Ice that I've been sent to have a look at. So the Sport Ice at the moment comes in, I've had it in yellow, I think Caris has it in red. There's an orange, there's a variety of colours, there's a blue, but now they've brought it out in the black. So this I'm going to be giving away today. I'm going to post the details on my Instagram, so I'll leave a link to my Instagram below in the video here, so you'll be able to see that. So I'll post a picture of this with the competition details on there, but also you could just leave a comment on here. So really, it is now Sunday the 14th of August right now. This video probably won't go live until probably later on tonight, hopefully, or if not tomorrow, which will be Monday the 15th. So I'll leave this running for the next 2 weeks to give people a chance to sort of catch up and see that. So we will close this on Friday the... Oh gosh, I've got to work this out now. I've started speaking without working this out properly. Sorry, 1 second. Friday the 20... I've got Caris going nuts behind the camera. I'm so sorry. And the reason she's going nuts behind the camera is because the Friday I'm talking about is the 26th of August, which happens to be Caris's 17th birthday. So she is grinning wildly now behind the camera. So Friday the 26th of August, we will keep that going until late in the evening here at, let's say, 8 o'clock UK time, 8 PM UK time. So those of you that are watching in Australia, America, and wherever else you're watching from, you have to do the sort of math yourself to work out where, you know, where the change of time is on that. So 8 o'clock UK time here in the UK on Friday the 26th of August. Which is just the start of our bank holiday weekend here. This will close. So just leave me a comment here about, you know, why you would, you know, actually just leave me a comment saying anything that is, you know, sort of constructive or whatever. it's not about, I don't want to look at sort of the wittiest person or the, or anything like that, but it is a starter pen. Lovely little, there's an extra fine nib on this actually for anybody that's wondering. I probably do have a fine nib if anybody would prefer one, so I can swap the nib out potentially. Or I might be wrong. I'll double check. No, I can't swap the nibs out on these. Oh no, maybe I can. I'll have to clarify that. I can't. The characters tell me I can't. It's the other pens further up that you can swap the nibs out. So it's an extra fine nib on that black ice for anybody that is interested. Okay, but it's a lovely, writes beautifully, and that's going to close on the 26th of August. I don't think there's anything else for me to say right now, other than to say again, thank you very much. Sorry if I've rambled on a little bit and got a little bit confused. It's not the fact that I don't have this massive knowledge. I've never claimed to be an expert in fountain pens. I use every single one of the pens that are in here. I need to get another one of these, so I need to remember where I got that from. But I just love using them, and I just want to share that with any of you, and anybody that finds it interesting or anybody that finds it useful. That's all we're here for, and that's fine. But again, thank you very much to each and every one of you for supporting us and for following us, and leave us a comment below for that pen, and I'll also be doing the same thing on Instagram. If you want to enter twice, once here, once on Instagram, you can do. But the one thing as well is, you need to be either subscribing to this channel or to be following me on Instagram to enter. So it's a comment plus a subscription or a follow on Instagram for that. So thanks very much again for listening, and we'll see you all again soon with all of these fantastic things that we've got coming up. Bye!